but we're working on her calming down before we put her in the crate. We're making sure her needs are met. I really want to drive this point home. Guys, raising a puppy is not for the faint of heart. I don't care what anyone tells you. It's going good. So please hear me. Hear me. My busy peeps. It's going good and it's going awful all at the same time. And this is normal. But stick with me. We do got this. Do not take the camera. We're going to focus on the crate training right now. So Chloe is quietly sleeping in her crate. I am not getting her out. I will insert some cute clips. Have Mr. Editor Man insert cute clips so that you get your little puppy fix. But I am not disturbing her because we have been working very, very hard. It is 9:50 in the morning and she's quietly in her crate, which has been, this is a milestone. She's done really well with nighttime crating and afternoon crating, but the morning crating has been horrendous. I've crate trained many dogs throughout the years, and I'm so glad that we invested. Even though I am an experienced dog owner, we did go ahead and enroll Clover into McCann Dogs Puppy Essentials online courses. Their instructors are fabulous. They do weekly Zoom calls. There's videos, instructional trainings, written instructions, journals, this, that. There's so many resources. And he's being cute. He's raiding the bait pouch and giving Hannah some treats. So that's what's happening there. Okay. So the instructors, at first it was, I sent in some footage and it was, okay, she needs to learn how to quiet down by herself, cover her crate, some tips on that. Here's the thing about crate training is if you do not have good timing with walking up to the crate, taking the dog out, if they act bratty and you reward them by coming in the room, by being visible, by saying something like, oh, it's okay. That to a dog is a reward. All of those things are a reward. Letting the dog out to go outside because you think they need to pee, all a reward. I understand that we're trying to housebreak the puppy, but you have to wait for the puppy to be quiet and you have to give it a little bit of space. And that was one of the things that I was having poor timing because Chloe in the morning was screaming like a banshee. And instructor Robbie, she emailed me back and she's like, I think you're having too much chitter chatter with her. You're muddying the waters. You need to use your firm, knock it off, and give her some time to really understand and then calmly praise her or just quietly let her be at peace.
Hey, knock it off. Yes, good, knock it off. Good.
And one of the things that the instructor Shannon said when I first talked to her is she does, because, I was hoping that crate training would go super smooth. I was really, because I've crate trained, and I crate trained Hannah at 2 years old, almost 3. She was anxious about the crate, and I re-crate trained her, and it went well, but she's an older dog. Yeah? Is that how you feel about that? You're still not getting the camera? Yeah. So instructor Shannon was very encouraging, and she's like, I don't expect a 9-week-old baby puppy to be able to go in their crate and be quiet. There's going to be some fits, some training, some, basically the puppy's going to throw all the tactics that it has in its arsenal to try to get to be with you. And puppies can't always be with us. I know it's heartbreaking sounding, but the truth is if the puppy is at the vet and has to have surgery, they're going to have to be in their crate. Sometimes dogs are injured and they need restricted movement. And so crating them for large periods of times can help with that. And being comfortable being in the crate is necessary. If they're flying cargo on an airplane, they need to be used to being crated. If they go to a puppy daycare, sometimes they're going to have to be crated, or in a kennel pen type thing. They're going to need it in all kinds of situations. So But a 9-week-old puppy doesn't understand this. And so we have to teach the puppy to understand this. And the puppy is used to, if I cry, wail, scream, shriek, bite, do all these things, my mom, the puppy's biological mom, and my siblings, my litter mates, will come running and check on me. So they already have this weeks of practice of this happening. So if we, the person, put them in the crate and they start wailing and gnashing their teeth, because that's what Chloe has done, which I talked about in this video, her first week home. I will card that video at the end. They're used to having that. They're used to having someone come and answer. So if we, the people, are trying to teach the puppy to not wail and gnash their teeth, and every single time they wail and gnash their teeth, we go, oh, they must need something. Oh, they must need something. The trick is meet the puppy's needs before you crate them. So make sure they've had their water, and don't just crate at night. Like, big mistake is only crate training at night. If the puppy is not being supervised, is actively supervised with you, meaning you are 100% focused on that puppy. You are not cooking dinner unless you're doing a training exercise when they're older. I'm talking about little bitty baby puppy. They can't just be wandering around the house. They won't take their naps. They need to sleep a lot. Puppies sleep about 18 to 20 hours a day. They're growing. It's a lot of work, especially your larger breeds when they're growing really fast at this point. So sleep is very, very important. Rest is, they don't have self-regulation. I mentioned this previously in another video. We have to teach that self-regulation, and a kennel is a great place. They can't chew cords and stuff like that. But first, we have to meet their needs. So have they had their meal? Have they had mental stimulation, like a snuffle mat? Training is a really great way to tire the puppy out. So teaching sits, teaching downs, holding sits and holding downs, problem solving things. Like, are you problem solving? Tug is a great way to tire the puppy out. Playing recall games. Those are very good ways to tire the puppy out, and it only takes a few minutes. Remember that even though playing activities do drain energy, they pump the puppy up and can make them kind of bratty. So I like to structure with Chloe. I like to do physical play, and then I like to do a wind down. So I like to wind her down with a snuffle mat, or I wind her down with a few manners things. Make her calm, make sure she's had water, food, and has gone to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom means that, and her energy, and I've snuggled her. Snuggles are important. Chewing on a bone in your lap is a really great way to do part of a wind down. But any kind of activity that helps the puppy wind down and say, okay, it's time to relax. You know, if you're a parent and you have kids, it's very frustrating when they're tired and it's time for bed and someone comes in and winds that kid up with playing wrestling and all those things. It pumps them up, and then it's really hard to get the kids to wind down. We do activities that help children wind down. We need to do the same thing for our puppies. Covering the crate is very important for Chloe because she's very, very stimulated by movement, which is not surprising. She's a herding cross. That's really, really expected. But we're working on her calming down before we put her in the crate. We're making sure her needs are met before we put her in the crate. I really want to drive this point home. The point of making sure all the needs are met means that when I put her in her crate and I use good timing, I just have to deal with her wailing and gnashing her teeth. She doesn't need anything at that moment. She's just trying to manipulate me and get her away, and she doesn't want to be by herself. But she has to learn that it's okay to be by herself. Now, we're doing things to encourage. Sometimes we go outside and play so that she has to learn that she's going to be in her crate by herself. Sometimes we go, and usually do that in the afternoons because she does better in the crate in the afternoon. So again, like practicing her being in the crate, because we work from home. We're homeschoolers. We're always home. There's always someone here. So she has to get used, yes, to our lifestyle, but also she has to be okay with, well, if we go to church, there's no one here. If we go on a family outing, there's no one here. If I go to my grandmother's 94th birthday party, which is in a few weeks, she's gonna need to be okay with us being in another town. So she has to learn to settle and to be quiet in the crate. So we're making really good progress. As you can hear, she's quiet in her crate. One of the things that I'm doing with her in the crate is in the mornings when I get up, I don't take her out first, and I'm waking her up at different times of day so that she does not go, well, it's 6:01. Why are we not up yet? Mom always gets me up at 6 o'clock. Why? Where is mom? And because dogs will learn timing. They have a great internal clock, even at a young age. I get up from anywhere between 6:20 and 8 o'clock with her. And that is a big window. And I am paying attention to, can she hold the bladder? She's already established that she can sleep through the night, okay? So crating through the night is going great. And I'm working on her being okay with me getting up and going to the bathrooms before I take her out. Today I got dressed before I took her out. Normally I go out in my bathrobe, but I'm teaching her that she needs to settle and wait for me to let her out, and being quiet is what gets her out in the morning. Not her going, hey mom, I want to go pee. And I understand she's got to pee. I get it. And I'm respectful, and I try not to, carry on too long. But at the same time, I need her to be okay with, we get up at different times and it's okay. I just get up with mom. Like, that's the goal. And the goal is to keep her quiet in the morning. So this morning, when we crated her, she pitched a fit. One of the times we crated her, but I hadn't drained her energy fully. It was one of those mornings where we just had to pop her in the crate, which is okay. Sometimes I can't meet all of her needs, and she's just got to learn that she's going to be crated for a few minutes while I deal with the kids. I suffered 2 or 4 feet injuries yesterday and then 1 today. So, my feet are very brutalized, bashed, and bruised. So my husband's having to take her out because I can't, she's starting tugging on the leash, which is a whole nother video, whole nother issue. So basically I can't balance well enough to take her out and deal with her pulling on the leash. And we don't want her rehearsing bad behavior, and we don't want me to get hurt more. So crating, it's taking time, and some days it feels like, man, we're winning. Like, she's not pitching a fit at all when we put her in the crate. And then the next day she's pitching a fit every time we put her in the crate. We do make sure she has safe, appropriate toys to chew. I have a little Kong, and I like to fill it up with kibble or treats. I'll fill up the Kong, and then I'll take almond butter, because I'm allergic to peanut butter. I'll take the almond butter and I'll put a cap at the end of the Kong, and then I'll toss that in her crate. She has no problem going in the crate. She loves going in the crate. She'll go in the crate. She has a lot of value for going in the crate. She just doesn't like being by herself. So we're really having to teach her that it's okay being by herself, and she really wants to be with me. That's the big thing. My kids can be in the room with her in the crate, and she will still wail and gnash her teeth. She wants to be with me. A few days ago, my husband and I were working on a little home renovation project in the basement. We took our toddler down there with us, and I took Chloe down with us because it's new environment. There's different surfaces for her to see, different things. A punching bag hanging down there. There's all kinds of things down there. So it's like new things that she hasn't seen. So exposing her to those things is very important. So we took her down there with us. Well, afterwards, it was a beautiful day, and I took her to the bathroom, and she did good. And then my toddler wanted to go play on the swings. So my husband brought Clover back inside, and he put Chloe in her crate, and she did perfect. She was perfectly settled. A few minutes after I came in, I spoke, and she heard me from across the house. And then after that, she started wailing and gnashing her teeth. She didn't care that my husband and kids were there. She was calm. She was good. It was me. She wanted me, which is great because she's going to be my service dog. I want her to have that special bond with me. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need her to have separation anxiety. And the temptation would have been to go and comfort her and go, oh, mommy's here, mommy's here, mommy's here. That would have been a huge mistake, because I would have just taught her, yes, I wail, I gnash my teeth, and here comes mom. And mom likes it when I wail and gnash my teeth. Didn't you hear her? She was telling me it was okay. Oh, didn't you hear her tone? It was soothing. See, soothing tones to us are not the same thing to dogs. Dogs, you need to tell them, hey, knock it off. Like you can tell them, yeah, you're okay, but you have to do it very matter-of-factly. You're okay. You're fine. You can do that. What I got from my conversation with instructor Robbie was it's better to just kind of interrupt the behavior and just let that be that. And then when they're actually quiet, then you can calmly, you don't go, yes, oh my goodness, good. Ah, you know, no squeaky tones, no, it's, yes, that's good, quiet. Yes, good, settle. Like, acknowledge. Good job knocking it off. But keep it precise, keep it just very matter of fact. You're not scolding, but you're not rewarding the wailing, the gnashing of teeth. And that has been really hard. I mean, I have to be very careful. Like, the crate training is very important because we don't want her to develop separation anxiety. And if we gave in right now to her wailing and gnashing of teeth, we would be rewarding the separation anxiety. We would be creating the separation anxiety. And I've been doing a lot of research, not just with Miss Can Dogs, but I've been reading books. I've been looking at other dog trainers. That is the consensus. And that's another thing. Like, I don't apologize for putting her in the crate. It's matter of fact, go in your crate. It's just, yep, you're gonna go in the crate. And sometimes we'll pump it up and like, yeah, you're gonna get in the crate. Like if I'm working with her on crate, like sometimes I'll take her breakfast and I'll kind of sprinkle it in the back of the crate and then I'll close the crate door. And I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, you want that? You want that food? And she just she's like, okay, how do I get into this? And so basically she has to go all the way in. That really teaches her, hey, there's value for the crate. I like being in the crate. Good things happen in the crate. And then I'll let her out. Like I don't want to put her in the crate like high-minded. That's not a good idea because it's like trapping a wild animal and I don't want to do that. I want her calm in a calm frame of mind. Sometimes I do have to, because I have kids and other dogs and things happen, and sometimes it's just you know what, we're just gonna have to pop you in the crate and you're just gonna have to be okay with it. By the way, Hannah is being super cute right now. I'll show you. Yeah? I know. I'm sorry. Did I wake you? Hi, baby. You're a good girl. Yeah. She's like, what is happening? You got floofy in your eye. Can I get the floofy from your eye? That is how crate training is going with Chloe. It is going well. She did, if you saw the video that I mentioned about her first week home, you will know that we were not putting bedding in her crate because she hadn't earned it yet. Well, yesterday we decided we were going to try it out because she keeps pulling the blankets that we have covering her crate. She keeps trying to pull them into the crate, and we noticed that she hasn't been eating it. She hasn't had any accidents in her crate in a few weeks. So we decided, okay, we're gonna try it while I can supervise and see how she does. And if she starts to chew on the blanket, I was right there, I could hear her and I would remove it. And you know what? We haven't had to remove it. She got to keep it last night. It's in there right now. Honestly, I'm wondering if having the comfy blanket might be a little helpful, but